Hello, my name is Makia Davis, and I am going to be introducing a screen reader that I am using. It is called ReadAloud. I am using a HP Intel laptop, and so this was one of the top screen readers that was compatible with this device. So again, that the name of this screen reader is called ReadAloud, and I'm just going to go over some of the basics on how to use this screen reader. For one, as you can see, once you download the app from the Microsoft Store, you open it up and you on your home screen, you will see that your home screen is divided into two sections. You have a start section and a recent section. This start section that we see on our left hand side of the screen, you will see three choices that you can choose from. You can actually create your own content. You can actually choose from a web page that you want to read from or read aloud from, and then you can also import content. And I'm going to go over those basics once I get done with how this screen reader functions. On the right hand side, you will see the recent section, and this is where you can see any content that you have recently pulled up or recently have used. On your left hand side, you will see a menu. That top icon, which is in the shape of a home, that is our home screen. That is what we see now. The next one is actually where you can, whatever content you pin or you want to revisit, that is the section that you will revisit. And then you also have the gears, which is your settings. Now, within this setting, you have your general settings. So you will see how many contents or items you can list in your recent section. Right now is set on 12 items can be listed in our recent section. It will ask you whether you want tips of the day on, which is pretty much where when you open up the app, it will give you a tip about how to use this app. You also have the clipboard monitor, and you also have the default share activation action, which is basically where when you share or read aloud, do you want it to start reading? Do you want it to be added to the recent list? Or do you want to generate some kind of notification? Also within the setting, you also have a tab for pronunciation. This is where the user can create their own vocabulary words, so they can insert type of word that they want to allow the app to recognize, and you can even type how you want it to be pronounced. You can even toggle with whether you want it to be case sensitive or whether you want to use the regex, which is basically a sequence of characters that defines a certain pattern, and you just simply hit save, import the list, and so whenever you are on a certain content, whenever the app recognizes that word, it will pronounce it the way that you want it to be pronounced. If you scroll down with pronunciation, you will also see where you can skip in-text citations. So if some content that you're using have in-text citations, you can skip that if you would like. So those are just some of the basics. And so I am going to go back to the home screen, and we're going to look at some examples of how to use this screen reader. So I already have some pulled up within my recent tab, but you can toggle with the content yourself. You can customize it, you can use a web page, or you can upload it, whichever how you want to upload it. But I'm going to first start off with creating my own custom content, and I like this this option because, for example, if I have a student that is nonverbal or struggles with speaking, they can actually use this custom content tab, and they can type whatever they want the teacher to know. And so, for example, I just type something that a student may say, and then only thing that student has to do is type it and hit play.
I do not understand the instructions. Can you provide me with more details?
And
I do not understand the.
And as you can see, it just reads the text aloud to the teacher. Now, there are some options within this tab. You can pin this document. You can even change the setting. Pretty much, you can change the language or you can change the gender. And that AA is just basically where you change the if you want to change the highlight color, if you want to change the color scheme, if you want to change the style, the size, however you want to customize this document. Like I said, this option is very useful for students who are nonverbal. And then you also have where you can pretty much control the speed of which you want the person to dictate the text. You can change the pitch and you can change the volume as well. And then, of course, these buttons on your right hand side is just basically the play button, stop button, fast forward, back button. Okay. And then just to go back, you just hit that back arrow. And so we're going to look at how it reads aloud a web page for students who are struggle readers or for students who struggles with vision or have vision impairments. And I already have a web page open, so I'm just going to go ahead and open that up. And this is what it shows, okay? Now, this is the web page actually for this content right here. So this is actually for this web page here. Now, as you can see, this web page does include a lot of information. And I'm going to show you the difference between this web page and what we have on app. Now, as you can see, this ReadAloud app does not include the images. It does not include the links that are embedded within that web page. It just simply reads aloud the text for them, okay? And so that is one disadvantage of using this screen reader, is that it does not include certain web page elements. And so you will have to pretty much either use a more advanced screen reader or you can toggle within the web page for that student. So I'm going to click the back button and I'm going to actually look at a file that I imported. Now, one thing I will say is that when you import a file, it will only read the file if it is a PDF, a doc, and certain other types. And you can read more about that in the settings as well. I am going to open up a PDF file. And this is actually an article. So say, for example, you want students to read the article and that student is a struggle reader. Maybe you can use a screen reader to allow the computer to read it aloud to them. Now, as you can see, this is what the screen reader looks like. However, this is what it actually looks like. This is what the PDF actually looks like. As you can see, this PDF includes a title, heading, pictures, all of that, but it's not included in the screen reader. So you will have to basically specify what is included in that article, or you can use a more advanced screen reader, okay? Now, I do want to talk about some of the advantages and disadvantages of using this type of screen reader. For one, any screen reader that you use, the benefit of a screen reader is just basically that it reads aloud a text. It is very beneficial for students who struggle with reading, students who have visual impairments, students who have cognitive impairments, things in that nature. Another benefit of using this screen reader, ReadAloud, is that it allows you to create your own content. Like I said, creating that content really helps those students who are nonverbal, okay, who have struggle speaking. It also highlights the text for you. So if you are a teacher and you walk towards a who is on ReadAloud, you can see specifically where that student is at with reading. You can also adjust the speed, the voice, and the tone of the person who is dictating the text. Some disadvantages of this screen reader is that it does not recognize web page elements such as links, images, icons, things in that nature. Like I said, you will probably have to use a more advanced screen reader, or you will have to tell that student or that user what is going on in that web page or passage or text, whatever you may be using. Like I said, this is a more basic screen reader, and it's more user friendly, so it's not hard to navigate through. However, there are some elements that are missing from this screen reader. But it is compatible to this type of computer. Not all screen readers are compatible to different types of computers. So this was the one that was suggested whenever I opened up the Microsoft Store.